Bitcoin, guys, amazing price action on Bitcoin. I got to tell you, Bitcoin is amazing, folks. Yesterday, it was well below the pivot line. And if it had closed below and potentially confirmed today, this would be on its way to 52,000. Look at yesterday. Late in the day, there was a surge that brought it back to the pivot line and basically closed us on the pivot line. That's bulls trying to keep this thing up.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. In this video, let's discuss these topics and more.
Keep this thing up. Don't think, you guys, that the levels that I've given you in this game plan, these are levels that institutions are paying attention to and many, many high-end investors are paying attention to. And they purely know, they absolutely know that it is imperative, if they're bullish or if they're long a big position, they have to hold the line. Hold the line. And what do? They somehow get it back up, close it there, and then look at the bounce today, getting a nice little bounce on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin held the line. Again, it has to close below and then confirm anyways, but ultimately it makes the job a lot easier, the fact that it closed on the line right there. Let's see where it goes today into the weekend. Can it make another attempt at the upside? One thing to watch here, take a look at this, guys. If you can actually find an interim resistance level right here. So if we rally up, this will be short-term minor resistance right into this line. If it's able to break this line, then you really should get that momentum push to 68,000. Now, listen, it doesn't, even though Bitcoin's bouncing today, it doesn't take away the weakness that we saw earlier this week relative to the stock market. So just be aware of that. I'm still a little skeptical about the price action here, but at least you have to price action is king, right? Doesn't matter what I think, what I'm feeling, doesn't matter what any of us think or feel. What is the price action doing? And the price action has held the major pivot and is bouncing back above it today. Again, that's a bullish sign in the short term that is holding that level. Okay, quickly going over ETH. I haven't gone over ETH much, but take a look at this. Here's your support. Look at your trend line here. This is the beautiful thing about trend lines. Pivot low, pivot low, pivot low, pivot low right there. And if we zoom in, look, yesterday it hit the line, bounced, and then today you're getting that bounce. Classic little bounce there on ETH. Looking at gold, last I checked, gold was trading up. It looks like it is trading up again today, or at least at this point. The bigger question will be is, do we know, does it reattack this 2660, 2665 level? This is that big trend line right here that was major resistance that caused us to come down. Now we'll see if it pushes back up and retest it. I'm still in the camp that I think this is a shorter term bounce. We have one more little flush out to get rid of the weak hands, and then we'll go from there. Let's look at silver real quick here, guys, as we continue through. Silver getting a little bit of a bounce today. We'll see if I'm correct that we have one more dip on silver that takes us here before that next big leg goes up. But right now, silver again is pushing up here in the early action on the day.
Analysts point to three key metrics suggesting that altcoins may be entering a bullish phase, signaling a potential up-only season as the market recovers from a recent sell-off. Crypto analyst Mustache identified a bullish pattern forming on the altcoin season index chart, indicating that altcoins could outperform Bitcoin. The index currently sits at 39, with 75% needed to officially declare an altcoin season. Another key metric, the stochastic RSI, has formed a bullish crossover, which typically precedes upward price movements in altcoins. Analyst Titan of Crypto suggests this could signal a major altcoin rally. The total market cap of altcoins excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, has risen 19% since September 6. Altcoins remain above the ascending trend line, and if they hold above key resistance levels, a sustained rally could trigger the long-awaited alt season. With bullish signals emerging across multiple metrics, altcoins could be poised for significant gains in the near term.
Today, a little bit of a minor pullback after a pretty substantial bounce. Again, this is the candle you pay attention to. Let me zoom in on this. This candle is the important candle right here, okay? So this one. Why? Well, because you had a huge green, and then the whole entire body was eclipsed by the red. Notice how you opened up above the green and you closed below. So until proven otherwise, this is a reversal signal in price. So even with a bounce, you still favor a rollover to the downside. All right, so just keep that in mind. Now, how do you negate that? Well, if you close above the high of that, then you negate it. But then again, just above that at $80.40, you have major resistance as well. I remain short on oil, although only a small position. But again, I do have a little short. We are in the money slightly on this position here on the short side. Lastly, natural gas. And again, guys, take a look at this. So again, natural gas, I covered my short yesterday morning early right down here, and then it pushed up. And even today it was pushing up, although it stalled out. The big thing to understand here is that there's always another trade potentially. If we were to rally up into this level, I would short it again right here. This trend line, double top, short it again. If we make a bear flag like this, there might even be a short for a play down to this zone. Are there any long opportunities on natural gas? Well, yeah, there's always the potential for a long, but you need it to dump out at least very, very quickly, like into here or maybe into this level down here. And if we got into this level, yeah, this level would be the no-brainer, right? I mean, this is a major midpoint pivot right in there. That would be a long opportunity. And so it's always important to understand is that, sometimes I say, oh, I'm going long or I'm going short. And everyone's like, oh, Gareth's bullish on this. But then like a couple days later, it does something else. And it's like, oh, no, now I'm bearish on it. Greatest example of that was the Chinese stocks. Pounding the table on these Chinese stocks to buy them a month and a half ago. The run came in and then we shorted them. In fact, I'm still short the K-Web. In fact, let me just see where that is pre-market here. Let me bring up my charts and we'll take a look at that. But I know we're pretty deep in the money on K-Web on the short side. And last I saw it was trading down on the day. Yep, trading down on the day nicely. I still think it's going to come in a little bit more. But again, the key is a good trader has no predefined angle. It's the charts are the key. The charts tell us whether to be bullish or bearish and ultimately where to position ourselves. And so one day a good trader might go long something and it could be a week later that he swing trades it on the short side. And that's the beauty of being a unbiased technician of the charts where you don't allow or you try not to allow emotion to impact your judgment. Most people can't do that. Even big money, they allow their predisposed notions or feelings to get in the way. Especially these days with social media and politics and the media out there, it's very easy to let that influence you. But if you want to be a successful trader, you have to try to just be agnostic.
Bitcoin jumped 4.5% today, but MicroStrategy's stock, MSTR, surged 12%, creating a puzzling disconnect between the value of its Bitcoin holdings and the company's stock price. After 2 days of losses, Bitcoin gained 4.5%, bringing it back to its typical trading range of $50,000, $70,000. Despite the jump, Bitcoin remains far from breaking out of this range. MSTR stock surged 12% today, despite its Bitcoin holdings being valued at $15.1 billion, while its market cap reached $37.14 billion before today's rally. This significant premium over its Bitcoin holdings is reminiscent of market euphoria seen in early 2021. Kerrisdale Capital had previously promoted a strategy of going long Bitcoin while shorting MSTR, suggesting that today's market movement may be due to a short squeeze on this pair trade. While MSTR's stock is breaking out, the gap between its price and the value of its Bitcoin assets could narrow soon, raising questions about how far this rally can go before correcting. The unusual divergence between Bitcoin's price and MicroStrategy's stock has raised eyebrows, with many watching closely for the next move in both markets. Bitcoin's usual October rally hasn't materialized, with BTC down 4% this month. Despite this, some analysts suggest a long consolidation phase could lead to a stronger breakout, raising the question, should you buy the dip? Historically, October delivers positive returns for Bitcoin, but so far, 2024 has been an exception. BTC faced a 4% drop after being rejected at $66,500, disappointing investors who expected a rally. Data from CryptoQuant's spent output age bands metric revealed that both long-term and short-term holders sold off Bitcoin earlier this month, marking the largest sell-off since January 2021. According to CryptoQuant CEO Kaidian Zhu, Bitcoin is on track for its longest sideways price action in a halving year, despite early year enthusiasm fueled by the approval of spot ETF. Crypto analyst Neste points out that the first half of October has historically been bearish before turning bullish later in the month, suggesting now may be a good time to buy the dip, though future gains remain uncertain. While Bitcoin's performance has been underwhelming so far, the potential for a strong breakout still exists, encouraging long-term holders to consider buying the dip. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.